buckle up because it's going to be a while until I eventually fight Gardenia, since he's over on Route 216 and everything. So until then, it's just going to be me fighting a whole bunch of trainers, and hopefully I'll make it to Route 216 at some point. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to come back to what I was talking about last video pertaining to Sinnoh's Underground, because I don't think I got to say what I really need to say about that place, especially when it comes to the mining minigame. Okay, so once you're in the Underground, as it's called, you want to walk around for a few seconds until you see some sparkles on the top screen, because that's where the map is. And when you do see some sparkles, you want to go to that area, assuming you can get there, because, well, every now and then the sparkles might actually be in another location that's different from yours. Yeah, that happens very often. I know from experience. So if that does happen, then maybe you want to walk around for a few more seconds until the sparkles appear in the same area that you're at. If that doesn't work, then I guess you could just get out of the underground and then come back, and hopefully the sparkles will be in the same area that you're in. Okay, so apparently the underground is split into 5 different areas. You can only get to certain areas depending on where you are in the Sinnoh region. In the top right area, you can only get there if you're in the fight area, the survival area, or the resort area. The top left area, you can only get there if you're on Full Moon Island or New Moon Island. The bottom right area, you can only get there if you're in Sunny Shore City. The bottom left area, which I consider to be the biggest area out of all of them, you can only get there if you're in Twin Leaf Town, Sandrum Town, Jubilife City, Orberg City, Floroma Town, Candelave City, Route 221, or Powell Park. And there's a small center area which you can only get to if you're in Slessic Town. Excuse me, can I fight you? Thank you. So personally, I just go to wherever I want to, so that way I could possibly find some treasure. Okay, anyway, once you go to the area where the sparkles are, you want to touch the bottom screen because that's going to make a little picking sound, and you're going to see some sparkles on either the floor or the wall. If you see some sparkles on the floor, then that means there's a trap there. If you want, you could either trigger it yourself, or maybe you could just pick it up. Personally, I triggered the trap because, well, I never once played with my friends in Sinnoh's Underground, so I don't feel the need to pick up any traps. I mean, I just triggered them because I can. Well, for the most part, it's mostly those move traps that I see. If you don't know what I mean, then you can go look it up on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure some people might have some tutorials as to how the Sinnoh's Underground works, or the Underground as it's called on Bulbapedia. So yeah, if you feel like you want to pick up any of those traps, then you're free to do so. Okay, and as for digging some treasures out of the wall, according to Bulbapedia, apparently the game itself is similar to Battleship or Minesweeper. I'm not really sure why Bulbapedia is comparing the mining minigame to those two games respectively, but I guess I must be missing something. Anyway, once you start to trying to get some treasure out of the wall, you're going to get 2 tools, so that way you could get whatever's inside of the wall out of the wall. A pickaxe or a sledgehammer. So for me personally, I just go with whatever tool works for me, since, well, yeah, no matter what I choose, the wall is just going to collapse anyway. Oh, mean look? No thank you, because there are no runners in this game. Yes, you heard me right. There are no runners in Pokemon Renegade Platinum, so mean look is not going to be useful to me whatsoever. Okay, I did mention that the wall is bound to collapse once you dig, and that's because at the top of the screen, okay, I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can, there's going to be a little crack on the top of the screen, which tells you how much time you have left before the wall collapses, so you want to hurry up and dig out as much treasure as you can before the wall collapses. You want to completely dig out the treasure before the wall collapses. If the treasure is not fully exposed, then... No, if the treasure is not fully exposed by the time the wall collapses, then that item you're trying to dig out, it's gone forever. Yeah, that is pretty frustrating when that happens, especially when you're trying to dig out fossils, because, well, fossils are pretty big, so yeah, I think you get the picture. In addition, apparently, according to Bulbapedia, there's also 3 depths of the wall. The tan soil, which could be broken with 1 hit. Darker soil, which means you need 2 hits to get through the darker soil. And for the soil that has large rocks on them, you need 3 hits. Every now and then, I use the pickaxe in order to get through that, the soil that requires 3 hits. But every now and then, I go with the sledgehammer because I guess it goes a little bit faster. But at the same time, that increases my chances of the wall collapsing. And Yeah, that's a huge pain. Okay, so whatever you find inside of the wall, you can find up to 4 items. You can find either like 1 to 4 items, depending on where you are. It's just absolutely random. So if it's 4 items, then in my opinion, just try to maybe chip away at the wall piece by piece, so that way you could possibly try to get the treasure that you're looking for with a pickaxe. Because with the sledgehammer, in my opinion, I don't really trust that tool very much. Okay, you got the TM for Taunt. I don't think it's very good for in-game purposes, so I'm not going to teach it to any of my Pokemon. Okay, here we are inside of Mount Cornet. Okay, I'm going to switch Torterra to the lead because caves in general don't really benefit flying-type Pokemon in any sort of way. Okay, got a hidden energy powder inside this rock. Normally there would be some Rock Smash rocks and a Strength Boulder here, but not in a game like this. They have been removed. Which means I can now get to areas that I couldn't really access before because, well, there will be some field moves in the area since that would be in the original Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Okay, there is one area that I'm actually not supposed to go to right now. That's actually blocked off by a Strength Boulder, but not in this game. Okay, I'm just going to grab some of these items and then I'm going to show you that area that I'm talking about. Okay, so as for mining out treasures, in my opinion, the most frequent treasure I can find inside the wall are those spheres. Yeah, you know what I was talking about last video with the spheres, right? You know, where they're used as currencies, that way you could buy certain items from those hikers who are also underground. I was actually contemplating on the other color of the sphere because, yeah, I kind of forgot about the last color. I did mention blue sphere, green sphere, prism sphere, and the last one is apparently a pale sphere, as I pick up the TM for rock polish. Yeah, I didn't remember that because, well, to be honest, I don't really encounter pale spheres very much, so yeah, you can't really blame me for forgetting about the pale sphere. Okay, so apparently you can only hold up to 40 sets of spheres before the game tells you that you can't carry any more spheres in your bags. Same thing for the treasure. Well, for the treasure, you can just simply send those treasures to your bag when you're walking around the Sinnoh region. But as for the spheres, well, I guess maybe you could either toss them away or maybe you could just bury them in the ground. Me personally, I just toss them away because, well, the hikers, they don't really give me that good of items anyway, so yeah, I don't feel the need to keep a whole bunch of spheres around. Especially when it comes to those spheres that are pretty small. So yeah, if I do get some small spheres, then I'm just going to get rid of them. Okay, this is the area that I was talking about that would be blocked off by a Strength Boulder if I was playing the original Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. But not in this game. Okay, so now I'm free to go down this path, even though I'm not going to get very far. Okay, if I go down this path, then that's going to lead me to another area of Mount Cornet that I'm not supposed to reach for quite some time. And in that area, there's actually some Team Galactic grunts there, but I'm not going to fight them right now. Because, well, yeah, that's going to be saved for much later in the game. And especially since I need Rock Climb to explore the entirety of that area of Mount Cornet. So yeah, I'm just gonna go there so that way I can collect some items and then go back the way I came. Okay, as for burying the spheres, apparently you can only bury up to 99 spheres at a time. Okay, I had no idea that something like that was a thing because, well, I don't really bury those spheres all that much. Okay, got a nugget over here. Normally there would be a TM for Dragon Claw over here, but it looks to me like that's been relocated to another place. Not really sure where. Okay, this area here, as I said, I'm not supposed to be here yet, but I can't really do a whole lot here, so I'm just going to grab the items here, then go back the way I came. So yeah, the way I see it, in my opinion, whatever I find inside the walls, they're mostly just spheres and nothing else. To be honest, I think it's kind of rare if I find something like, say, hard scales or something, or revives, or even those fossils. Okay, I was about to say, that Galactic Grunt, he's blocking the rock climbable wall. Not really sure why, because I don't have rock climb quite yet. And I'm not going to get it anytime soon. Oh yes, there's actually one other item that I didn't mention was down in the Sinnoh's Underground, and that is those rocks that extend the duration of the weather. You know, those rocks like damp rocks, smooth rocks, heat rocks, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I guess I kind of forgot about those rocks because, well, I don't really use those rocks all that much. Okay, I pick up a hidden Stardust here. I actually thought that Stardust was under this rock over here. Okay, anything here? Nope. Okay then, let's go and move on. I mean, if I were to use any weather moves, then I guess maybe I'll send in a Pokemon that has control of the weather, like say Kyogre or Groudon, so that way I won't have to equip any of my Pokemon with those respective rocks, because, well, if you send in a Pokemon that has control of the weather, then that weather will never go away. Unless, of course, somebody else overwrites the weather that you put up. Okay, is there anything inside that rock? Okay, guess I'll find out after I'm done fighting this thing. So yeah, as for those rocks, I guess maybe I sort of forgot about them because, yeah, I never really used those rocks all that much. If you're playing Diamond and Pearl, then I think you get some of those rocks very frequently, because there's a house on Route 212 that lets you get a whole bunch of those respective rocks. Actually, not a whole bunch of them, just one at a time. Oh, Body Slam? I do like Body Slam, but I'm not going to teach it to Torterra because I don't really need it. Okay, anything inside here? Okay, it's a heal powder. Okay, there's one more item, possibly two more items left. Oh, here's the Dragon Claw TM. Well, you know where to find it now. Okay, anything here? Okay, nothing. Okay, that Galactic Grunt I see there, he's probably going to say the same thing that that other Grunt already said to me. So, I'm not going to bother talking to him. I'm just going to go back the way I came and move on. So yeah, as for those traps that I mentioned a few minutes ago, I don't really play with my friends underground, especially when it comes to capture the flag, so yeah, that's why I never really picked them up. I just triggered them so that way I could be on my way. I did mention one of the move traps. Actually, yeah, one of the move traps. That's what one of the traps is called. But there's also a whole bunch of other traps, such as fire traps, bubble traps, sleep traps, the hole traps. That means you're trapped in a hole, then you have to move your character around just to get out of the hole. And you might get confused because, well, there's actually something called Confuse Trap. And there's another trap that I don't quite remember what it's called. I think it was called Reverse Trap, that makes you go in a different direction that you don't want to go. Okay, what I mean by that is, well, normally I'm going left, but if I want to go left, then I have to push the right button. Yeah, it is kind of confusing, but yeah, that's the way it is. I can't really explain it any other way. Well, I'll be honest, the reverse trap, I don't think it's going to annoy me very much, but for the confusion trap, or actually the confuse trap is what it's called, yeah, that is pretty annoying because if I were to push the down button, then my character would be going all over the place other than down. So yeah, I don't really like the confuse trap very much. As for the leaf trap, well, apparently if I were to blow into my microphone, then that would make all the leaves go away. But I'm not really sure how that's possible on an emulator. Not that I could try it anyway because, as I said, I can't go underground on an emulator. Same thing for the fire trap. Actually, there's actually two fire traps. There's the fire trap and ember trap. The ember trap is just a small flame. Okay, we've got an escape rope here. Anything in this rock? Okay, nothing. Okay, what about here? Okay, got a star piece. Maybe I'll sell that off screen. Okay, I was about to say there's the other end of... No, there's the other area of Route 211 that's just through that cave entrance. Once again, I'm not supposed to be in that area, but if Triano wants me to be in that particular area very early, then who am I to complain? Anyway, this other area of Route 211 leads to Celestic Town, but I can't explore Celestic Town right now because there's actually somebody blocking my path to get into Celestic Town. Okay, what's this say? Even veterans can get lost inside of Mount Cornet. Mount Cornet is not a very hard dungeon to go through, so I don't see why you should get lost there. Okay, I'm going to switch Murkrow to the lead since Torterra already gained a level. Okay, I'm not really sure if I have enough time to fight any trainers here, but I'm just going to try and pick up that item before I got interrupted here. Okay, since I can't go to Celestic Town, then that means I think I'm going to have to go back to Eternal City off-screen to heal because... yeah, this is a very long trek for me to go to Route 216 without healing, and at some point, I am going to have to heal. So, yeah, I guess maybe I'll go back to Eternal City off-screen. It's kind of strange how Eternal City and Celestic Town have the same music. I guess it's because both those towns have something to do with the origins of the legendary Pokemon of Sinnoh, so I guess it's no surprise that Eternal City and Celestic Town have the same music. Either that, or it's just one huge coincidence. Then again... oh, come on, really? Endure? Okay, I think I'm just going to run away from this Metatite because I don't have enough time to fight it. Okay, I'm out of here. Okay, I'm gonna finish my story next time. So join me then for some more action.